to another segment of Word of Mouth Wednesdays. My name is Richard Neufeld and I'm the office manager here at Family Dental Care Park Ridge. Today I'm going to be telling you about PPO, or Preferred Provider Organizations, and how to understand your insurance plan. I'm going to start with some terminology to help understand what insurance actually does. You have a yearly limit for the total amount of services that can be submitted for payment to the insurance, and that is called a yearly maximum. If the maximum is exceeded and more services are submitted to the insurance company than can be paid for, your provider, if they are an in-network provider, is only allowed to charge you the contracted fee. And that is the first benefit to having dental insurance. The discount is usually from 20 to 50% from the usual and customary fees. So for example, a standard UCR fee for a crown would be $1,000. But simply by having insurance, that fee goes down to the contractual insurance fee of only $800. And these fees will vary from insurance company to insurance company, but the discount percentage is all about the same. Each year you also have a deductible, which is a co-payment amount that you are responsible for paying to the provider before insurance benefits may be available. A covered service is a service provided that is eligible for payment from the insurance company. So your insurance, after your deductible, has percentages of co-payment amounts for different categories of covered services. Some of the main categories are diagnostic, preventive, basic restorative, and major restorative. Examinations, x-rays, cleaning, fluoride, and sealants are examples of diagnostic and preventative services. These are typically covered at 100%, and your deductible does not usually count towards these services. So these are things that you can go to the dentist for that will typically be covered at 100% by your insurance with no out-of-pocket expenses. Although every group plan is different, some may have the deductible apply to these services, but most of them do not. Your deductible normally will only apply to services that fall under the basic restorative and major restorative categories. These are things like fillings, crowns, bridges, and dentures. For basic and major restorative, most insurance group plans will cover these between 40 and 90% of the allowable amounts. Again, the allowable amount is the contractual fee that the dentist is allowed to charge you for being an in-network provider. Your insurance will also have frequency limitations for certain services. For example, exams are typically covered 2 per calendar year, but some group plans will only cover them once every 6 months. This is important to know because if you are coming in early for services, they will not be covered by your insurance, and then you are responsible for paying for those services. Other services that have frequency limitations include x-rays and cleanings, sealants and fluoride, crown replacement, and filling replacement. Some services also have age restrictions. Fluoride is typically only covered till the age of 19. Some plans will only cover it until the age of 16, while some other plans don't have any age limitations at all. So it really depends on your individual plan, and these are all things that we will help you to look up and verify these benefits ahead of time. Sealants are another thing, especially if you have children that have an age limitation. Typically, sealants are only covered till 14. Crown replacement normally is 5 to 10 years, and your insurance company will usually want to know when the initial crown was placed, and they will only cover for the replacement of it if it's non-repairable. So I mentioned earlier about in-network provider. There are in-network providers and out-of-network providers. The benefit to an in-network provider is that they're a contracted dentist with the insurance company. That's how you get those discounted fees and those covered services. If you see an out-of-network provider, they are allowed to charge you whatever their usual and customary fee is. And also, the covered services, the percentages might be a little lower. If you were to come to our office here and have something done that would be covered at 80% because we're an in-network provider, if you went to an out-of-network provider, you might only get 40% coverage on those same services. So the benefits are different depending on if you're using an in-network or an out-of-network dentist. I think that's about all that we need to talk about as far as understanding your insurance. coverage. If you do have any questions, you can always reach us here at the office. You can give us a phone call at 847-692-6800. You can reach us by email, info@parkridgedds.com. You can also check out our website at www.parkridgedds.com. And as always, remember that we love making you smile.